Welcome back to West Virginia University Esports, everybody. I really hope you guys caught that Lotus matchup earlier up against St. Clair Academy. Amazing game from all three of the Lotus players. But regardless, I'm Gabe. I'm here with Kellen.
What's up?
And we have one more Rocket League match tonight.
Yep.
West Virginia up against Maryville. Quite a good squad.
Maryville up against the Brits.
It's warming here. Take the jacket off.
An entirely EU roster of EU pro players, and this Mountaineer team currently 1-0 in NACE. But when we look at kind of all around the global Rocket League standings in terms of CRL, in terms of RLCS, things of that nature, the Mountaineers kind of on the back foot a little bit.
Yep.
Have not exactly been performing the best in CRL. They did make it to day 2 this past weekend, but unfortunately were sent home early to what would be the second place team.
Fisher, yes, got a lot. West Virginia made it to day 2 on Saturday CRL. If you guys caught that stream with myself and Will, it was very fun. A lot of good Rocket League, although my voice did leave.
Take a hit.
I
Take a hit.
Sounded terrible. Regardless, ended up losing day 2, lower bracket because they were the lower seed.
Yeah.
3-1 to Fisher. Fisher did go on to lose, I believe, 3 or 4-1. I could be wrong. I need fact checked on that. To Northwood, which makes them the CRL 2 and 3 open winners, beating out St. Clair both times.
Even though they lost 4-1 to Akron and NACC.
That is true. That did happen.
Just nothing makes any sense.
No.
But
Rocket League.
This is Rocket League.
This is Rocket League.
But I would like to point out that today we are playing car soccer. For all you Maryville fans that are watching, because I don't think Maryville is streaming, and we're the best collegiate esports stream around.
I'd agree with that.
It's car soccer. We're not playing car football, and we actually know how to cook our food.
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. The matchup. Before we hop into it, let's take a look at standing in NACE Varsity Premier. We looked at Varsity Plus before the Lotus match. Up there, tied for third.
Johnny, play a game.
You can see them. St. Clair and Maryville, both 2-0.
Yep.
I believe that shout right there was designated toward Shawnee State, who is currently sitting at 0-0 going into week number 3.
Yeah, well, considering I said Shawnee play a game, yes, that would be at Shawnee State. Currently has not played a game, rescheduled every single one, and I actually don't think they're playing this week either.
I don't. I might have to check. I'm not entirely sure.
So
they're sitting at 0-0 in week 3.
Also, we were mistaken. Actually, I was not mistaken. Gabe was mistaken. He told me false information because Shawnee.
Shawnee State. Yeah,
not playing us today.
Next week.
He got a little bit of ahead of himself. Got a little excited.
Yeah, I just wanted to see the doubleheader. I wanted no. That's on me. Whatever. It happens. Regardless, Akron 1-1. Their one loss coming to the Mountaineers last week, which if you saw, or 2 weeks ago, which if you watched it, dismantling.
Absolutely
destroyed. 3-0.
Destroyed.
Just disgusting. Gyro's first match with the team officially. Incredible watch. Down at the bottom, Ole Miss and Bruton Parker. Bruton Parker had a rough run in the Super Conference last semester. Not as bad as the likes of Harrisburg, obviously, because they dropped down to non-Super Conference. But I was expecting a little bit more from Bruton Parker here, especially Ole Miss. Ole Miss is very surprising.
I'll be 100% honest with you. I am not surprised in the slightest.
Yeah, the Super Conference is strong, and they're one of the weakest.
Bruton Parker is probably going to end as the 8th team. If I'm being, I would be shocked if they get past 2 wins. They have not looked good all season. Their games have not been close. I think they've taken 1 game all season. Ole Miss, a little surprising, but I do believe it was against St. Clair and Maryville, or St. Clair. I believe it was a combination of the big 3.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It is telling though that they are not at the top of the game anymore. It really just, I don't know. It kind of shows me that what are you scrolling for?
They lost to Akron and St. Clair.
Yeah, so
two of the better teams.
It's just kind of,
they play Bruton Parker tonight, so Bruton Parker will likely have.
It's currently 1-1.
It's currently 1-1, so the winner of that, the loser of that will have.
We're getting some live reactions here.
Will have sole ownership over that bottom seed.
4-0. Bruton Parker absolutely demolished.
But Ole Miss, in the past like 3 semesters, they've been one of the top teams. Like with Lunar, always could figure out a way to come back when the games were low. At Harrisburg, they played pretty well. I remember the last Grand Finals run the Mountaineers made last spring. they were the team in semifinals. We had to reverse sweep to get to semis, to then reverse sweep Akron and Grands. Yeah. So they've always been up there. A little surprising, but regardless.
Yeah, I just think that your reign can only happen for so long. I think we saw it last semester with the Mountaineers. Like you have your back-to-back, you have an off season, and then this semester they look like they could be relatively back in NACE. Zero, not so much, but that is an interesting talking point. Yeah, I don't know if Shawnee State is just scared to play.
We're still on it.
Because here's the thing, and it's the same thing in Lotus's conference with North Texas. Not having played. It's like you're in week 3.
Yeah.
You are forcing a schedule change
and
onto your
with a
opponent,
season that's only a few months. Yeah, you're essentially playing an entire season in half the time.
And not only is that
postseason projections are just out the window.
Exactly, because we have no information on an entire team, not just like a player. Like, oh, they haven't played this season yet. No, an entire team has not played a single freaking match. So they're just smack dab in the middle, and they'll stay there until they play one. And the problem is that they haven't rescheduled these to the same day. So they're just going to be so behind, and we will have no idea. And it sets off everyone else because, again, now the Mountaineers could be 2-0, and they could be tied for first. But no, right now they're currently in third.
And speaking of what could be, let's take a look at the matchups for tonight, shall we?
I'll tell you right now, Shawnee State's not playing.
Shawnee State does have Akron for this week 3 matchup. Brewton Parker and Old Miss, like I mentioned a second ago, the loser of that will have sole ownership of the lowest seed, so they do have a bit of ego to play for there, in my opinion. St. Clair, Illinois State will be interesting, although Illinois State has been without their best player, I believe, for a little bit. So St. Clair likely to take that one out as well. But
shocker, Shawnee State rescheduled March 7th.
That's the same day as West Virginia.
No, it's not. March 3rd.
Is that March 3rd or March 4th?
Ours is March 3rd.
Okay.
You need to stop commenting on when Shawnee State reschedules their match. Leave it to the Shawnee State expert.
Nothing. There's no proof that it wasn't originally what I said.
I am most positive it was.
Regardless.
So Illinois State St. Clair is currently live. Just started up right now. Brewton Parker.
Did they take
2-1?
They're up 2-1.
Up 2-1.
Parker close to getting out of that.
That would be so interesting.
Yes.
That would be so interesting if one of their, because that just means that Ole Miss has declined so much.
Yeah, and with Lunar still in the lineup, that's just very surprising to me. I mean,
but yeah. St. Clair, Illinois State, I'm expecting a 3-0 there. But look, here's the thing,
it's the same lineup.
I
can't get over it.
Again, it was the same lineup last year for the Mountaineers.
We can go ahead and hop off that matchup screen
because we have a lot to talk.
I don't want to cut you off, but we only have a few more minutes, and we do have a pregame interview here with. I'm going to teleport down instant transmission like I did last week on Wednesday. We're speaking to Tool tonight, so let's go ahead and see what Tool has to say about this team, and looking forward to the season. Thanks for sending it down again, guys. It's Gabe again, and I'm sitting here with Tool, a member of our Rocket League team. How many semesters have you been here now? Just so I'm not mistaken.
I've been here. This is my 4th semester.
Your 4th semester, so second year. Perfect. And that means your first year back-to-back grand finals in NACE, and then going into last semester. Not as perfect as an ending to this past fall, but that's going to lead into my first question. So you guys, from my experience here, you and Angel specifically, have always been very, for lack of a better term, unemotional in the game. You don't let the pressure get to you. So, coming off of back-to-back seasons and then going into this last fall, do you think that pressure is affecting, the chemistry, the preparation, stuff like that? Or was it still kind of business as usual and just, unlucky?
I mean, I think the pressure was on a little bit more, but I think me and Angel have played so much now that it's not going to really get to us. I mean, I think we felt it, but I think we also play well under the pressure. So I don't think it really affected us that much, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something we see in LAN a lot, is you guys are always stone-faced in LAN while the other team might not be. But leading into that next question, the first match of this past semester, a week ago, you guys did take down Akron 2-0, which earned you this week's the first ever WVU Sports Player of the Week. It is Tool in the flesh. You hit your 400th goal. So that's a pretty big milestone for any collegiate esports player or esports player in general. So how does it feel to be in just 4 semesters, like you said, hit that 400, where are you setting the mark at for before you leave?
Yeah, so I mean that would be 100 goals every semester. So I mean I'm pretty happy with that because I feel like I used to be more of kind of a defensive player, and I think especially now with Gyro, we're a more like balanced team, and none of us is really an offensive player, defensive player. We're all like we kind of just do our job that we need to do, and I don't know. I'd say I'm gonna go for 550.
550
this next semester. 550.
550 next semester?
For this semester, at the end of this semester.
So you want to hit 150 goals?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I can. I think I can.
I think you can too. But that's a hefty task, and we're going to be watching for it. But speaking of Gyro, you mentioned he did play against Akron last week on Monday. So like I mentioned in that opening question, you and Angel kind of being a little bit more reserved and locked in. Is with Gyro coming in his first match, I know you'd been scrimming in meetings, but in the game, does he kind of mesh with that vibe, or is he a little bit more outgoing, emotional, kind of a player?
He's honestly very similar to me and Angel because I mean he likes to be like relaxed, chill, and I think that really helps with like keeping all three of us calm because it's good to be hype, but it's also good to kind of keep it calm and not get too carried away. I think it meshes very well, very very well. Yeah.
Nice. And, I asked Angel this question last week in the pregame interview, but moving to this next semester where top 8 go to land for NACE, and the super conference, pretty hefty with the Maryvilles, the St. Clairs. Like every team is essentially a roster you could see in RLCS, for lack of a better term. So with your guys' experience, how do you see rather the preparation changing for this spring, or is it just kind of same old, the teams are just better?
I mean, the teams are definitely better this semester. I would say the preparation, I would say it's definitely going to go up a little bit more replay review. Probably the same amount of practice, but probably a little bit more replay review this time. And, I mean, we're feeling pretty confident. Like in scrims, we're doing really well. We had a 3-0 against Akron and NACE. So, I mean, it's mostly going to be the same other than just some more replay review, I'd say. Yeah.
For sure. And tonight's matchup specifically is Maryville, who has some very good players, which one, I'm relating Wave, who is playing against Matt in RLCS actually this past weekend. What's it like, preparing for these players in RLCS versus CRL versus NACE? Like, is there any difference just because of who they play with, or how does that change?
Yeah, so it's a little different because I think, like in RLCS, I think there's one different player. Like it's not the full team with Maryville. But we all three, like including Gyro and Angel, we all know how they play. And even though they're on different teams, they still pretty much play the same. So we kind of know what to expect. And most European teams as well, they kind of have a certain play style, and that's kind of what we've been trying to adapt now as well. And yeah, I think it's not too hard to adapt to, especially now that we've seen it enough, especially with Concord and everybody. So I think nothing really is going to change between RLCS and CRL. I think we're all three pretty prepped for it.
Sure. Yeah. Well, tonight is going to be a good litmus test for that against Maryville. And best of luck. Thanks for sitting down with me.
Yeah.
And enjoy the match tonight, folks. Thanks for sending it down. Welcome back upstairs.
How'd you get back here so fast?
I'm a fast runner. Want to see me do it again? See me do it again.
I regret asking.
Anyway, Tool had a lot of great insight. Again, that was he was Player of the Week last week, so congratulations to that. Our first ever Player of the Week. We'll have another one this Friday.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I already have an idea of who it might be after watching the first match tonight. But regardless.
Also, I just realized I'm currently 0-1 on my OTCR predictions.
Are you really?
Because I said Lotus would lose.
You said they would lose today.
Yeah.
I think I also said they would lose today.
I said they would lose 3-0, I think.
Well, we should have had a 3-0. Let's be honest. That goal after game 3 was.
We're not going to talk about it.
The game that had to be. We're lagging, I guess. Regardless, let's take a look at one more time before we get in the lobby here. Bruton Parker, Old Miss, they're in a barn burner. Real haymakers being thrown.
But look at the scoreline too. 4-0, Bruton Parker opens, and then a 4-3, real tight one. Another close one, 3-2. Bruton Parker wins that one, and then Old Miss comes out of nowhere, 4-1.
And that's what I've been saying. I mean, even looking back last semester to Harrisburg, which was, in my opinion, Old Miss's best performance was at Harrisburg, although they didn't make day 2 because they lost to the likes of us in St. Clair and Maryville.
Yeah,
regardless, that team, I mean, Lunar, I believe Stealth, and who's the third on that roster?
Money?
Yes.
Yep.
They are so good when it's like they don't really feel pressure.
Yeah.
Most of their wins I've seen are reverse sweeps or 1-1s, 2-1s, 2-2s, 3-2s, 3-3. Right.
I would love to be a fly on the wall in either of those facilities, just seeing how that game went. But we have a matchup. We have a more important.
Yes. West Virginia versus Maryville.
Yep.
Maryville tied for first because they have played that other game. We are still sitting at 1-0 because our last match got rescheduled. Regardless, winner will again be up there with St. Clair as a sole proprietor of that first.
And not only that, but let's just call it how it is. This Shawnee State game should be a 3-0, right? Like when it happens.
Theoretically.
Realistically, that's what it happens. It's Shawnee State's first time back in the Super Conference for gosh knows how long. And the Mountaineers, with their new signing, have just seemed very, very much on top of things. So you're looking at a 3-0 Mountaineer squad that has beat one of the top teams in Maryville, right?
Yeah.
So
or Akron.
No, but I'm saying if they win tonight.
Oh, if they win tonight.
If they win tonight, you're talking about a win against Akron and a win against Maryville. Even if you lose to St. Clair, you're still sitting easily number 2.
Yeah.
You know? So
and the head-to-heads are very important.
Tonight is so incredibly important, and I think that this should really be the match that Gyro just gets comfortable.
Yes, which I was going to bring. I'm very glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
Because this past weekend in CRL, we did see Gyro's CRL debut.
Yep.
Which went exactly according to how we expected up until that semifinal against Davenport, where the Mountaineers went down 2-0 to Davenport, who has been consistently out of that top 8, even that top 10 of CRL.
They've been kind of sitting in that 13 to 14 range.
They did revive with that reverse sweep. Mm-hmm. One of those matches, I believe Gyro had about 2 goals, but mainly, in my opinion, that reverse sweep came off of the back of Angel. Mm-hmm. Angel really showed his stuff there. He's always been very good under pressure, and he showed it. But then, very next match, reverse swept by St. Clair, going up 2-0, losing 3-2. So the big, Gyro debut was kind of thwarted there in CRL.
For sure.
But in NACE against Akron, I guess that hope is kind of still alive. Where you can kind of ride that wave of having 3 of the top players in NA on the same team.
I absolutely think so. I mean, I think that it is really just a matter of getting used to it, because
for sure, 100%.
If based off of what we saw Gyro in for Akron, we saw Gyro in for this, so like it's rightfully to assume that we're probably going to be seeing a lot of him throughout the semester. So
spoiler alert, he was downstairs. He is playing tonight.
Yeah. So like it is time for him to get comfortable and start performing at a higher level, and I think tonight is the perfect opportunity to do that.
I 100% agree, and we're getting in lobbies, so we're gonna see that very soon. But I'm very interested because, like you mentioned, getting used to it. It looked like they weren't really used to each other there towards the end of CRL, because if for any of you that didn't watch CRL or that are unacquainted with it, 5 hours of playing, and you're playing a lot of teams that aren't exactly at your level, so walk through until you play the better teams, essentially. But tonight will be anything but a walk through, and we're gonna get right into it here.
Yeah, and the Mountaineers give up a goal within the first.
Knight is in for relating wave.
7 seconds.
Yeah, first 7 seconds, and it's Knight who is in for relating wave. I did not see that on the sheet that he is playing, but the assist from Speed, I mean, that's what Maryville does. They come out fast and they come out blazing.
Yeah, and that is not exactly how you want to start off this, but almost had it right back there. But a nice clear by that Maryville squad. Mountaineers now trying to get a little bit more offense. There goes Tool. Angel now has to speed on back, grabs the boost in the back corner. That's going to be a demolition onto Tool. Mountaineers now down 1 for the time being. Speed going to win that 50-50, but right back there is Tool over the upside. Knight gets a nice clear, streaking through the air as Isco. And now...
Yeah, they're getting a handle of this. I mean, the ball's been just ping-ponging around. Some really good touches from Maryville, and that was probably their best, putting it in a dangerous position. That was right in front of the goal. Here comes off the backboard. Is there a follow? No, it's going to be the Mountaineers with the good touch. But they're really good at controlling this pace of play, and we're seeing it right there, stealing the boost, getting the long clear. Now Speed's going to try to do it himself. The 50 comes through, but Maryville has the runner that WVU doesn't. Looks like Gyro is going to get a handle on this. A little bit of a good touch there is going to keep the ball out of, I believe that was Angel's hands, who was coming down the middle.
And this ball has just been fairly firm on the side of Maryville. And now the Mountaineers finally getting a little bit of offense. Tool with a bump. With the center, is there a follow-up? No, there is not. That is a wonderful touch there.
Perfect pre-jump there from Maryville to keep that ball.
And now a center again, but beautiful defense by this Maryville roster. And they're just, again, sending it to the center. And they're going to get a clear. And Tool, almost had an open goal. Where's the follow-up? What a shot. Beautiful. Beautiful goal, and the Mountaineers square us up. And live breaking news, Ole Miss takes down Bruton Parker 3-2.
100%. I mean, Tool, I think that I'm going to go ahead and call that was a fake, that little pre-jump to try to hit his own bump off the wall. I don't think there's any chance that he gets to that, but great position from Angel. That just shows, they're always on the same page, those two. The question is, can that third piece, can Gyro get on that same page as well? Because Maryville is not going to make it easy, even with Knight in instead of Relating Wave. And here comes Speed down the middle of the ball. It's touching. Tool might have a decent look. But look at the there. The follow comes through a little bit too far. That crossbar and Gyro on that third touch couldn't get a solid hit, and it's going to just kind of flutter around until it gets cleared back into Tool's hand. And Maryville might have a bit of a counterattack, but no. It's going to be Angel with a good clear.
Oh, and Tool. Wait, that's the moment. Beautiful goal. Oh my goodness, look at this. They faked.
No, that was just unlucky. That was just a bad touch. That was just an unlucky bump, I think, from Speed. It looked like they were trying to make that a 50, but Tool kind of redirected in the air a little bit and turned it into a bump, which let the ball fall straight into Angel's engine, pumping it in. What a play from the Mountaineers. Going up 2-1, no less.
Yeah, the Mountaineers finding the lead here. Very, very important stuff. And they cannot give up, and they won't. Have not said Gyro's name a lot today. Would like to see a little more. And just as I say that, a beautiful touch, but it's going to be intercepted by Knight. And now Tool gets a bump. And the Mountaineers have a tad bit of control, but they give up a bad center. And Gyro, right in the center of the goal, able to put his hood on the ball. And now the Mountaineers have a little bit of offense going, but not before Speed says something about it. That ball skyward towards the middle of the field. Gyro.
Looking at those stats, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
You go ahead.
Looking at those stats, it's atypical to see Speed for, almost 4 minutes into a match with only 2 shots on goal, neither of them finding the back of the net. I think the Mountaineers are really finding a way to keep this at their pace of play. I don't know if it's with Knight in or, first game jitters maybe, but the Mountaineers have been doing very, very well keeping this ball out of harm's way.
Absolutely, and I think while you were talking, there were a couple opportunities there for Maryville that were thwarted. And now, again, the Mountaineers on the back foot. Gyro going to get a light touch here, perhaps a dribble. Here it comes. He's going to attempt to get it off the backside, but no, he is going to steal that boost. A very, very smart play there, recognizing he just didn't have the angle on it. So might as well take the boost so you can't get it to my side. But just as I say that, Speed and a nice shot, but Tool able to clear it, but not before Ixo sends it into the back left. That's a nice goal animation.
Yeah, I was just about to say that's exactly what Speed loves to do. He likes to attack those corners because he always knows Ixo is going to be there for the follow. And that's exactly what happened. I don't know if that was an intentional pass or not, but Ixo in the right place at the right time. West Virginia's defense dismantling before it could even get a chance to set up. And now we are all tied up, equalized 2-2. But Tool with a good pass down the left side, although West Virginia a little bit clumped up on the left there for the time being. Tool was looking for a bump to challenge that in the air, but it's going to be Ixo falling on it for now. But Knight, 1 goal on 1 shot.
Knight, a nice little fake there.
But the offense isn't offensing the Mountain.
That was...
I got flashbacks to Emma's goal in last game where it just kind of rolled in.
And the Mountaineers able to get a nice clear there. Tool, but that's going to be Knight over the middle. And now the Mountaineers, again, just back on this defense. They have 30 seconds to get to overtime, and they'll be able to kind of reset, get their bearings again, and it looks like they're going for one last strike here. Tool in the air, but Ixo going to take it. And Angel gets demoed, and now look at this. This is a dangerous position, but yeah, Gyro just able to get a bump and a touch. And now Mountaineers looking for one last offensive attack, but so is Maryville, and that is going to go in. Ixo going to eke it in. And now Mountaineers with just 4 seconds.
That's so unlucky. Such a... A triple commit there from the Mountaineers.
Yeah.
Very ill-advised. I mean, at first it was just a double commit, but then I'm not sure if it was Tool or Angel from goal that came out to touch as well. But when 3 players are converging on the ball, presumably trying to ground it, you can't let that happen when you're fighting for OT. Very ill-advised commit there from the Mountaineers. Maryville takes advantage. They're going to take game 1 after what looked like West Virginia starting off strong.
Yeah, they went up 2-1, and you were feeling good. The 2 back-to-back goals, not giving up anything, and then just at that last second, and it seems like that has just been the kryptonite, especially I think back to the game 2 of Davenport, in which it was literally 0 seconds on the clock, and they gave up the goal. So you hope that they can fix that, and you hope a little more production from Gyro. No goals, no assists, and no shots.
Did have the 3 saves, so was active, found some good touches, was in the right place, but when the opponent has 10 shots and you have 4, the likelihood of them scoring more than 2 is way higher than yours. I mean, I do commend the Mountaineers scoring on such a high percentage, meaning that they're finding the right shots, but that also means they're not getting enough shots to find the good ones.
Yeah, and it's just not what you want to see. You would like to see a lot more access there. And actually, I'm going to point out right now, and while we have some time, we're waiting for this next one, that UNT and Wisconsin Stout in Lotus's lead are currently tied 2-2 in a best of 5. So UW Stout having their first trouble with UNTD, a team that has not played a game yet, but we are back in here.
Absolutely speed demoed early now. Angel very low on boost. Knight air dribbling this, a little bit of a drop off the backboard, looking for, I believe, Knight to come speeding through the center, but was not there. A little battle for the ball. It's going to fly right to the middle, and a good shot, but a little bit too far right. Gyro with the follow, but good defense, a good commit there from Maryville to keep it bumped away, and now we might be looking at a counterattack unless Gyro gets that touch, and he does. So both teams going to breathe for a moment, try to pick up the boost, especially Gyro now with 0.
Yeah, and a bump there from Tool trying to take away what would have been an offensive attack, and Speed is going to make sure that they do get that now, and that ball just hovering over the crossbar. Tool thankfully got to it first. A very, very important play there by Tool. Angel grabbing the boost on the opposite side of the field, and now taking that ball is Gyro. Tool right behind him. Knight going to try and get that, and he does get the steal, but Tool again following right behind Gyro is able to get it center, and a miss there by Gyro, I believe. And now up in the air down towards the center. There's not going to be a follow-up smartly from the Mountaineers. That would have been a far too over-committing play. Tool centers. Block is there off the crossbar, and now going down looking for the angle. It's going to be Ixo able to come down with it, but the Mountaineers still relatively have control. Knight coming in over the middle, going to get that thing cleared. Tool up on the side, and no, nothing there for the Mountaineers, just playing a little slow.
Here comes the counterattack from Maryville, but Tool might get a touch, but that's like back-to-back possessions where Gyro didn't really look totally solid with the position there. I mean, it looked like he had a decent look at goal, but was a little bit too high. I'm not sure if he was expecting somebody to go second and for him to fake. And then just after that, looked like he was looking for a pass to Tool, but ball too high. I honestly think that would have been better as just a shot with a bit of an empty goal, but not exactly sure. I'd have to go back and watch the replay. But here comes Knight, the 2 players to beat. Good fly up from the Mountaineers to get the touch, but still 0-0 with 2.5 remaining halfway through this one. Speed, big 50 there up against Gyro, but Gyro does recover it. Tool now flying through with the handle. 1 player to beat, but gets a good 50. It's going to fly straight up into the air. Ixo now back in goal, waiting for a shot to defend. That demo might be massive here for the Mountaineers to slow this down, and a bit of an empty goal, and the Speed can get a handle, and he does. So ping-ponging around this ball will do, and
yeah, and we are
unscored still.
Yeah, over halfway through. But just as you say that, Angel over the top. Look at this. A beautiful shot, just taking advantage of what was a absolutely open net, sends it down.
Double commit from Maryville. Yeah. Exactly what WVU did at the end of game 1 to lose in the waning seconds. But looking at, this past weekend, I probably had the most caster curses of my life, and I think we're still on that curve. So Maryville's going to score right now. Chalk it up, folks. Angel with another.
Just happened.
I tell you what.
Absolutely insane.
It works. It works. I'm the caster curse to end all caster curses. Call that one a caster blessing because Angel, I believe that's the second for this game. Going up 2-0, but can they keep the lead? They've been struggling keeping leads through CRL at least.
Yeah,
Knight is going to try to stop that. Oh, a good bump off that backboard, but Maryville keen to it.
Yeah, and the Mountaineers now with a little bit of a cushion, but they need to block this offense. Angel, get it out of there. No, Knight puts it in. Angel desperately trying to get there, but Maryville finds a little bit of success.
That was just a perfect bump from Speed. And then Knight just winning the 50.
And I believe that was Knight's first goal of the match.
Yeah.
So, Mountaineers, a little bit of a stagnant kicking there. Yeah. Angel.
Can he
centers
might make one happen from this?
Oh, just a little too high. Yeah, off the crossbar, the best defender. Tool gonna send that thing. A nice demo opportunity here from the Mountaineers, but no, Speed's gonna have relative good control of the ball. But look at that defense. Ixo now taking it off the side. Who's it gonna go to in the center? It's gonna be no one because a beautiful bounce there from the Mountaineers over the top. Ixo waiting patiently. And now Knight grabbing boost in the air is, I believe that was Angel. Tool now trying to take it, but Speed takes it quickly. And now this ball just stagnant in the middle of the field, but not before an open goal. That's so unfortunate. Ixo, I believe, look at this. It's just Tool predicted it incorrectly, and it just goes in the back corner.
Absolutely just an incorrect play there. I mean, the Mountaineers have looked so good in that, sort of stagnant defense. The pre-jumps up to meet. They've been winning their 50s. They've been finding the right touches. But when Maryville makes a quick little run or a quick little attack, it's just not there too at the same level. And now all of a sudden, 2-0 is 2-2, and Ixo wants to take the lead, and he does. Ixo following the clear straight off the backboard. What a hit from Maryville, and Ixo is right there beating the one defender in goal. Going up 3-2, the Mountaineers now 2 games in a row have the lead but can't keep it.
Yeah, that is not what you want to see if you're the Mountaineers, especially with not a lot of time remaining. But we will see if they're able to get something in here in the last 45 seconds. But no, oh my goodness, that was very, very dangerous. And the Mountaineers still playing defense. Speed looked for a bump there, will not find it. Ixo with a nice pass, but it's actually going to go in favor of the Mountaineers. A bump gets the Mountaineers out of offensive gear, though. And now over the top, Angel going to be able to block that. And now, again, just the Mountaineers having to commit so much to this defense that they're really not having any success. Tool with a nice block there. And now trying to win the 50, but no, it goes skyward. And now Gyro clears it to the left. 8 seconds left. The Mountaineers need to find a singular score, but it is just not looking likely as this Maryville team is going to try and put this thing on the ground as soon as possible, and they will. The Mountaineers need a reverse sweep.
I mean, this is a story of overcommits, in my opinion. 2 of the 3 goals from Maryville were just poor positioned overcommits on a ball on your side of the pitch at the center when you don't have somebody back in goal.
Yeah.
That one was just a really good clear, really good play from Ixo, chasing it down and finding the back of the net. But, I mean, the Mountaineers have to get something. You either have to get something done on offense or you have to stay committed to keeping that goal cleared, because that's going to be 2 games in a row now where you are outshot by a fair margin. That's going to be 10 shots to just 7. Angel finding 2 for the Mountaineers, but Knight scoring his first is going to be, a little bit too hard to overcome.
Yeah, not great there if you're the
Angel only 28 touches.
Yeah, I feel like just there's a lot of questions right now, not really looking themselves. The offensive, the goals are there, I feel like, but just a lot of those same mistakes. And a couple of updates around the league. UW Stout did come out on top, but very, very close, a 3-2 win. And Illinois State currently down 0-2 against St. Clair in the Super Conference, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. But now, let's pay attention to these Mountaineers and see if they can't reverse sweep a stacked Maryville roster.
They did it against Davenport. Can they do it against Maryville without relating wave? Knight with a good touch there, keeping the ball out of goal. That would have been exactly what West Virginia needed, but Gyro looking for something, but a good rotate back into goal. They still have an attack here. Maybe if Tool can get a second touch, not quite. It's going to be Gyro forced to go all the way back A good little flick over the top
Oh,
of Knight, but Knight with a shot. Angel barely getting that touch there.
How he got that one out of there.
Little Bardowski, very, very good touch from Angel at the last second to keep it out of goal. Almost another 1-0 Maryville lead, but on the counterattack, it's Angel off a pass from that right-hand wall. Getting one of every stat in that play, a save, a shot, and a goal.
Yeah, Angel has been very impressive today. That's what, third, fourth goal, something like that.
Yep.
So Mountaineers, again, find themselves in the lead, but it is a matter of whether or not they can keep it. Early demo on tonight, perhaps the Mountaineers could find themselves up 2-0 again, but we saw what happened last time. A nice block there by Maryville. Angel had a beautiful angle on it. Gyro going to go for the counterattack, tried to fake it out, but no, Knight correctly predicted that one. Tool wins the 50 there. Going to pass it over to Angel, and that one is going to be relatively centered. Gyro having to get back, misses, jumps back, grabs the boost. Tool in the air on the left side, going to send it center.
Pass. What a pass from Tool.
Just simple as that. Yeah, that's all you got to do. Look at this. Bing. Bang.
Three-quarter pitch straight over the hood of the defender. I believe that was Knight.
It was.
Gorgeous, gorgeous pass from Tool.
It really does not get any better than that. And now, again, the Mountaineers are up 2-0. Can they keep this lead? Gyro looking to extend it to 3, but no. The angle goes.
Great demo.
Now.
There's still a shot here.
Has an opportunity. The dribble just not there. And now on this left side again, Gyro now getting a bit more active. What I love to see. Sends it in. The angle, no! So close. Mountaineers not able to extend that to 3. Speed over the top, and a dangerous opportunity here for Maryville. But Tool, I believe that's Tool. Yeah, going to get that ball out of there. Angel.
We need Tool and Angel to change the color on their cars, because when we can't see the names, it's like the same. But regardless, that last attack run there from the Mountaineers, 2 gorgeous looks at goal, just couldn't find it. That first shot after the pass from Gyro, narrowly missing that bottom corner, and then I believe it was Tool looking for another angle for the follow-up, and just a little bit too far right for the ball. If he was a little bit closer, maybe took a different path, maybe would have had a shot, but now Maryville, a little bit too high for comfort there. A good set from Angel down the middle, and Gyro getting on the board, exactly what he needed to find his comfort. Angel doing what he does off the right wall. That looked like a bit of a touch from Maryville, though, but Angel being able to direct it straight to Gyro. Finding the goal. Defender wasn't fast. West Virginia up 3-0.
That is, again, exactly what we know. It's the first time we have said Gyro's name all night in terms of scoring, and it's the one that puts the Mountaineers up 3-0 just halfway through game number 3. And you have to imagine that they are starting. They just need to get through this game, move on to the next one. Ixo, though, with a nice look there. Not going to be able to find anything from it. Ixo looking for a bump there, but it's actually going to bump him into the ball, provide a save. And now look at this. Tool with the opportunity. Just hits it a little too hard for my liking. And now look at this. Over the top. A nice bump. Clear. Speed. Looking for the ball, but it's going to be Tool. Over the top. Crossbar. Nope, that's Ixo. Going to take it. Gyro looking for another one here in this third match. Angel gets demoed, sorry. And now Mountaineers back on a little bit of defense, but perhaps trying to turn it into offense, and did not like that one. That ball was streaking down towards the Mountaineer side of the field. Ixo now with a look, a center, and that's going to get taken by Angel on the left side. Does he have another pass in him? Another alley-oop. Gyro
from Gyro. Is there a follow-up here? The ball straight up. It looked like Tool was looking to get another set off the backboard. Angel with an angle, but Maryville there for the defense. Tool now a pass down the middle, but more of a clear than anything. I mean, I get it. There's only 90 seconds left, but if you're in the Mountaineers, you can't get complacent. We've seen them go from 3-1 to 3-3 in the final minute before. And if any team's going to do it, it's going to be the team with speed and Ixo.
Yeah, very dangerous stuff here. But the Mountaineers have been just very, very aggressive, more aggressive, I think, than the first 2 games, and that's exactly what has worked. And now, Tool going to put the dagger in.
Absolutely, Tool with his third shot, finding the goal here. We're going to get a bit of a team ace here from the Mountaineers. Ixo with a touch off the wall. It's going to be recovered by Gyro. Perfect pass from Gyro straight down the middle of the Tool, and we see a bit of a Godzilla versus Kong.
Little Godzilla Kong action.
Godzilla Kong.
That's a great series, I'll tell you what.
Good movie.
That series of movies was actually very entertaining.
I was always a bit of a Kong fan.
more Godzilla. But another look at the Mountaineers. That ball just sitting in front of the Maryville goal, but it's not going to go in. And now a good look here from Maryville up top, but not before Tool takes it. Look at that. The Mountaineers just 37 seconds remaining. Up
Ooh, that's
four.
gonna be another one, maybe. Oh, the crossbar. Best defender
Best defender in the game.
in the world. That was nearly just a mechanical masterclass from.
This could be one here too. Oh my God! Someone
Cool.
get him some paper towels because that was dirty.
You slide dog, Tool, recovering the ball by himself, a bit of an air dribble, and then a perfect redirect, dropping it straight on his own hood. We see Godzilla and Kong once again. West Virginia up 5-0. Now officially, it's safe to say we're gonna see a Game 4.
Yeah, we will be seeing a Game 4 here, even if Maryville is able to find the back of the net. However, I would really like to see them not. I think it's important to keep that discipline, even though you know you have this one in the bag. Don't let them score. Yeah, like, beat them down and let them know, hey, this reverse sweep is happening. And it's starting with a 5-0 victory, and that is exactly what we're going to see as this ball hits the ground.
I thoroughly agree, and it looks
no,
like
how about-
Tool is gonna find a hat trick.
How about
3
the
goals
no?
off 5 shots. That last one coming in garbage time, but it does not matter on the stat sheet, Tool.
Yep.
Another assist from Gyro, padding his stats as well.
Yeah, very, very nice. I mean, and I don't think you can let a team know what's coming better than that, than scoring, when you easily could have grounded that. Hey, he could have nosed down, but no, he wanted it, got 3. And look at that, a 1-2-3 from our boys Gyro, finding the MVP there. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Look at how well-rounded that is. 1 goal, 3 assists, 2 saves, 3 shots, and leading the team in demos. Very nice.
Absolutely, much better team play there. We saw. I mean, you mentioned it. You mentioned the word earlier. Disciplined. A lot more disciplined. We didn't see overcommits or double commits, or even like in Game 1, a triple commit. The Mountaineers in the right place at the right times, and the passing was on point. Off the left wall, off the right wall, Angel and Gyro both with some gorgeous passes down the middle to their teammates, giving them the best shot they can at goal. And now the question is, can they continue with a good flick up from Maryville? The follow-up was near, but Tool sending it down the field to Gyro. One man to beat. Can he? Gets the 50. The follow-up is there from Angel.
Beautiful stuff there. You thought it was just the one-on-one, but no. Angel, look at
That
this.
demo was gorgeous on the way.
Bang. Locks it in. Mountaineers take an early lead just 25 seconds in.
That's what Gyro brings to this team. Is it's not, I mean, we know he's very mechanically gifted, but it's not always those flashy goals and the insane, dribbling plays he can do. It's getting a 50 in goal and allowing your teammate to follow up and get a perfect shot, and that's exactly what we saw there. And Angel looking to follow it up with a bit of a 50 down the center, with Gyro just behind Speed now with the ball picking up the boost, but the ball will be on the Mountaineers' offensive side for now. Can Tool get a shot?
Close.
Not quite.
Yeah, that was a close one there for Tool. Had the angle, for at least what I thought, and was very close, but now back on defense. Tool going to be able to get a nice little clear there. And look at that in the air. Tool once again taking it. Going to get the center. Who's there for the follow-up? It's Gyro. Now back off the side. Knight is going to be taking that ball. And the Mountaineers
boost from Gyro.
yeah,
Massive.
and they just have an opportunity here to really solidify a nice little lead. Tool to Gyro off the side again. Gyro going to look for the follow-up, but no, they have to get back, and they will. Clearing it towards the side, but it is still on their side of the pitch. Angel, a nice little clear there, but it might... Okay, no, it is. Tool. Look at this. Oh, nice defense there from Maryville. Beautiful. A demo, though, gives them the opportunity.
Another shot.
Oh, it just barely blocked, and some lucky breaks there from Maryville to keep the Mountaineers out of the back of the net. And now look at this. The offense comes back. Gyro going to look for the pass, but Knight is going to steal it in the air before anything can happen. Mountaineers still holding on to that 1-0 lead. 3 minutes remaining, just about 2 minutes off the clock.
Absolutely. And now Tool in the middle, bumping it over. I believe that's going to be Gyro. Or no, that was Angel, excuse me, dribbling the ball. Knight now is going to get a touch, but after going up 1-0, the Mountaineers have had a few pretty gross looks at goal. Maryville looking to have their own, and he does. Speed.
That was a very nice bump there. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, Tool there
Right
with the
there,
touch.
yeah.
Great bump, like you said. Bumping him into Angel, which slowed him down. Angel would have had a pretty easy Easy touch there on ball, but like you mentioned, perfect bump from Tool to go straight into his teammate of Angel. No defense, and now we're all tied up 1-1 for a shot at a reverse sweep. The Mountaineers have to stay on top. Tool off the ceiling, doesn't get the double touch. Almost an own goal! Oh. There's still a shot with the follow-up, but no. Tool had it there. The double commit from Maryville. They bumped each other, almost an own goal, but the ball stagnates a pixel away from the Mountaineers, taking a 2-1 lead. Absolutely despicable from this video game.
That was just disgusting. But the Mountaineers now have an opportunity. But yeah, I knew that was coming. A demo on tonight, but not before he can clear it back towards the Mountaineer side of the pitch. And that is a good angle for Maryville, but Gyro is there to clear it. Knight looking for the ball, but Gyro streaking through off the left side. That ball's going to get taken for just a moment. Is the center there? No, it's not. And now look at this. Oh, they got to get that. Oh, wow. That was freaking close. Now,
very close.
Mountaineers now still playing defense 1-1, locked up with a minute 33 remaining. Again, Mountaineers cannot lose here, or that's going to be the end of the night for us. Isco finally getting back into it. Feel like we've been a little quiet on that front. A nice bump. Oh, the angle's just not there. I don't know if that was a fake or just a miss there. And the Mountaineers going to have to back up just a tad bit. And now over the top. Who's got it? It's not going to be anyone. Gyro and Tool respectively. I'm sorry, Angel and Tool. And now Gyro comes back in to keep this offensive stint alive. And now Gyro in the air. Who's it going to go to? It's going to go to Angel off the sidewall. Does he take it himself? No, he gives it to the center. But not for a goal. Angel grabs the boost. Again, Mountaineers are very, very in control offensively right now. But the Maryville defense is just locked down. And now they're going to try and send it.
Pass, but
yeah, no.
So many good passes, so many good looks. They just can't find the back of the net. Gyro might want to change that, but no. Another good touch from Maryville. I mean, they're running some great plays, getting some great passes, but the defense has been there for all of them.
Yeah, and there was some nice bumps there. But look at this. No. The bumps did not come through on that one. And now just 20 seconds remaining. One of these teams needs to score.
I've never seen a defense have shots peppered at it for this long without a degradation in position. But now with 5 seconds left, the ball still so many potentials for shots, but
they have to keep this thing up in the air if they want to avoid overtime, and they won't. And that's going to be a complete reset, losing all of that momentum they had on the offense, and now they need to gain it back.
I mean, West Virginia had, like 8 shots there, and the defense never dissolved. It just stayed with that rotation of corner boost, touch and goal, bump, corner boost, touch, maybe a demo here and there. Gyro now trying to get another run at it and send this overtime game into Game 5, as if Maryville wins, this is a 3-1 victory for them, but the Mountaineers have been showing very aggressive, strong, fast offense, but they're like the Rockets in the 2018 NBA Western Conference Finals. Shoot the most threes in a game in history, but none of them go in, so you lose somehow.
Absolutely. And just look at this again. They're still on defense, and just nothing is happening. Tool trying to keep the offense alive, but it's going to get the balls taken from him. Gyro with a nice little win there. Can they get it? Could this be it? No, the bump. But look at this.
He has another shot off the angle.
It's still there. Oh, there's no one in the center. We are currently at a minute of overtime. Someone needs to get back towards the goal. And it's not going to go in. Speed with the angle.
Oh, what a save from the Mountaineers.
And now, again, we're still locked up at 1 in overtime. Mountaineers got a little lucky there. Here comes Tool off to Angel, off the sidebar. Isco, can he do something about it?
And oh, what a set. But Knight is there, so is Speed.
Yeah,
Gyro looking for another pass down from the top bar with Angel streaking down the left side, but it's going to be cleared. Angel is back for the defense to get the ball back up in the sky out of harm's way, but Ixo demoed. This is the shot for the Mountaineers, and Angel takes it 5 shots later. Finds his second. West Virginia, the reverse sweep is alive, sending it to Game 5. Another fantastic pass off the wall from Gyro. Maryville could not make it back in time. We're seeing Game 5.
I mean, a minute 37 in overtime is just absolutely crazy.
Goodness. Angel, I mean, grew his wings there. That's what we need to see out of our captain when it gets so hairy in the way that it did there. 714 points from Angel. Absolutely insane. But Maryville did not have a bad game by any means.
No.
Ixo and Speed, 4 saves each.
Again, you're talking about that offense. Like, that,
Yeah.
it's just insane how much they were able to block. And
Tool, 7 shots and 0
Look
goals.
at that at the exact same time.
Shaquille O'Neal free throw stat from Tool. If the Mountaineers want to win without a 2-minute overtime, Tool has to get some of these shots to find the back of the net.
Yeah, because I don't believe he found. Yeah,
didn't
no,
find
it was
one that
Angel
game.
both times. And here we go, starting off the last game and the decider for what is more than likely the top of the Super Conference. As we now head in, Mountaineers starting off on offense still. A very good look here, but Speed gets a nice touch, and look at this, a nice center. That pass just not going to be able to get there, unfortunately. So Mountaineers go back on offense. Angel has a good look at it, a nice center. No follow-up. Gyro decides smartly to get back on defense, saw a little bit of a brick wall in terms of that Maryville defense, and said, I'll take my chances.
Absolutely. Now it's Tool on the defensive end, getting a good clear. Now Angel meets it in the sky, but couldn't get a good handle on it. A little bit too high there on the pre-jump. Now Tool looking for a 50. The pass is there, but Maryville recovers. Ixo on the run for another potential offensive counter attack. Ixo with the touch. It falls right into his lap. Angel sat the back of net a little bit too long. Couldn't get to it. I mean, gorgeous pass by Speed right off that corner of the ceiling and straight in. Easiest goal Ixo has had all night and probably will have for the rest of this game.
Yeah, and this is the first time, the first game that Maryville opened up with a goal, if I'm not mistaken. And now,
Except for game 1, I believe.
And now, they got another one.
An
That
empty
was
net.
not great.
I'm not quite sure what happened here. Let's take another
It's a
look.
demo. Yeah, it was a demo to Gyro.
Oh yeah, perfect demo. An early commit from Angel, expecting Gyro to be there, but the demo comes through, like you said, and unfortunate commit there from the Mountaineers. Down 2-0, fighting for their undefeated NACE life here in Game 5. They have 4 minutes to do it.
Yeah, almost a good look there, though. And look, you have a lot of time. Oh, my goodness gracious. How does that not go in? You have me clutching my pearls. And now we are looking at trying to keep that offense alive. But look, 3 minutes, 33 seconds remaining. They've scored 2 goals in less time. But unfortunately, they've also given up 2 goals in less time. And just as I say that, Ixo with number 2, and the Mountaineers find themselves in a 3-0
I mean, where was the rest of the team there? Tool got the clear and followed it. His 2 teammates nowhere to be found already, all the way up on the offensive side. You absolutely cannot do that, especially against a team like this who have scored in those scenarios so often. And now putting their foot on the gas. They need it now if they want a shot. The shot comes through Ixo with the touch, but Angel still finds it. The redirect from Ixo is not enough. The Mountaineers cut the lead to 2.
Yeah, and again, like I said, they've scored more goals in less time. So now back down to 2. Mountaineers need to lock in a little bit. Still 3 minutes and 16 seconds remaining. So we're not talking about any crazy. We're not getting any crazy kickoff stuff here. Just play some good, solid Rocket League, and you can easily win this thing.
You can't have all 3 players up like they did right then. Another shot's coming through, and Knight takes advantage. Once again, the Mountaineers leaving their goal wide open before it is necessary. It looked like that was Gyro down the left side. Couldn't get there fast enough, trying to pick up the boost, but give them an inch and they take a mile, this Maryville team. Finding that wide open goal. That is 3 goals now where the Mountaineers are just nowhere to be found on the defensive end, trying to set up these plays before they are possible.
Yeah, and now the Mountaineers again find themselves down 3. So unfortunate. You saw a nice little goal there. And again, look at this. The offense is back in favor of Maryville. Mountaineers forced to go onto defense. And now Mountaineers, Gyro takes it off the left side, but look at this. He's going to have a tough time in the air. Tries to get a ground pinch, but it's not going to go anywhere. Blocked fairly quickly. Demo onto Gyro. Mountaineers just 2 for defense. Knight has a good look. And oh my god, a nice block and bump there by Tool. That is going to save the Mountaineers a bit of tears. But look at this. Ixo in the air again. Just They need to get something going here. In two minutes, you need to score 3 goals. And look at this. Tool going to get to the ball before Ixo, though. Very nice play there. Looked for the bump, didn't find it. Angel looking for something. But we're seeing a lot slower offense than we did in the last 2 games. And unfortunately, seems to be their downfall there. And a nice block. But for how long? That ball teetering on the edge. And now Ixo trying to get it out of their hands. And it's actually going to be Speed coming over the top.
Virginia has 90 seconds to make something happen. Gyro looked for a good bump and goal, which would have given them another point, but the shot was not on. The Maryville defense had a second player there, and now Gyro once again bumped away from the ball. And I'm not sure if 3 goals in a minute is possible for this team.
Anything's possible.
Anything is possible, but when Maryville has been taking advantage of every little mistake that you can make here on the controller, it's not looking likely. Knight looking to extend the lead. The ball is booted straight up, touched again by Ixo, and
just so close here. And Speed looking for the dagger, and he will find it. That's going to be Maryville up 5-1, 53 seconds remaining, and that is certainly going to spell doom for the Mountaineers. Quite unfortunate.
Yeah, that gets 5 big dooms on the boom meter.
It does.
For this Mountaineer team. I mean, this Maryville squad, without relating wave, they have Knight in, and he has put up 2 goals in just this game 5. Speed only 1 on 3 shots.
Yeah,
so the first 2 losses were a lot of overcommits and double commits, but this game 5, it's almost the lack of commits at all. The goals are just wide open. You're leaving 1 guy there to defend a 2-player passing play from Maryville. Tool looking to put a Band-Aid on the stat sheet here, cutting it to 3 before the final whistle blows, but Mountaineers look like they still have some work to do to get comfortable with Gyro in the lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, if we're just looking at this for what it is, I would say aside from this game 5, this matchup was not terrible. It was, you go down, you have to reverse sweep, but then they're able to kind of keep it in the clutch, and I don't exactly hate that. And they have a big win in game 3, that 6-0 victory. But unfortunately, it just looks like the clutch factor is not there quite yet, and I think that's a lot of what we saw in CRL too.
Absolutely.
Just not being able to come back from deficits, and they were able to get fairly close there, but close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Exactly. As my 7th grade English teacher always said.
That's what my grandma said.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Probably an amazing woman.
Oh, she was.
But regardless, looking at this team, it's always a good thing to be good in the clutch. But that's not good when you rely on the game getting to the clutch. You can't allow yourself, you can't force yourself for every game to be, let's get it to a reverse sweep scenario and we win. Yeah. That's so unsustainable, and it looks like that's where this team is kind of falling into, where against St. Clair, they got it to that reverse sweep scenario, and they couldn't finish it off with a W.
Yeah.
Davenport, they went down 2-0, ended up winning that one, but like we just saw, that's not going to work against the best teams, even when they don't have relating wave and they have Knight in instead, regardless.
Yeah, so
here's still, in my opinion, a decent way to go before Gyro looks comfortable.
Yeah, for sure. I just a lot of question marks that need to be filled in, and I think a lot of them will be answered when they go against Ole Miss and St. Clair.
Yes.
Which should be coming up fairly soon here. But, look, if we're looking at the day overall, a very surprising, shocking win there for the Lotus roster. A tough 3-2 loss there. St. Clair next week. Yep. But that is going to do it for us today. But we have another stream on Wednesday. It's Valorant, right?
Valorant versus St. Clair. The number 1 team.
That's gonna be a toughie. The Valorant roster again. The Valorant roster looking very similar to this Rocket League. There's just a lot of question marks, a lot of things that need answered. You have some very, very bright spots, but those lows are certainly low. But we would like to thank you all for joining us for this stream today. Again, we will be back on Wednesday,
8:30.
8:30.
Live at 8 o'clock.
Yeah,
Camera's on at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Yeah, we'll be live at 8 o'clock because we certainly have a lot to talk about when it comes to Valorant. Is that you and me?
It is Yeah, it is me and you. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Wonderful. You and me on a St. Clair Valorant game is always a good
It's always
time.
a treat.
Always a treat. But you can follow us on social media, WVU Esports, just about anywhere you consume your media. Be sure
TikTok,
to
Instagram,
like,
Twitter.
subscribe if you can. If you have a Amazon Prime account, use sub for free. Use your Twitch Prime sub. If not, you can subscribe normally. Every single penny counts to making this the best for you. And I don't know. I don't think it's a little too early, but I'm going to start just teasing it now. We have the 24-hour stream coming back in March.
Day of Giving.
Day of Giving. So mark your calendars, ladies
your
and
checkbook
gentlemen.
ready.
That is March 25th into the 26th. The more time we have to talk about it, the better. It's going to be a very good time. Again, that's a little bit in the future, but I want you all to be aware of that because why not? It's going to be a really fun time. So that's going to do it for us today, and we'll see you on Wednesday where WVU Valorant takes on St. Clair.